OK. Let's throw it open to you. Do you think this guy... And it's two questions. I mean, do you think this guy should be allowed in the country? And secondly, do you think there's anything to what he's trying to preach? Kirsty.
We have Tina on line 1.
Morning, Tina.
Morning, Matthew. Morning, everybody.
So, what do you say?
Well, I agree wholeheartedly with Brooke, really. I think that the point is I've been the victim of a very brutal attack, once in my early teens and once in my early 20s. The second time, I actually thought I was going to die. I thought I was second from death, to sound quite melodramatic. And I still couldn't lose my humanity and compassion for another human being, despite the fact that I thought this man was going to kill me. I think what this chap is going around saying is terribly damaging and very juvenile. I think, like Brooke was saying, talking is often the answer, and if you can't, self-defense is very different from attacking with a much stronger force. My partner has been doing martial arts and kung fu for nearly 30 years, and one of the first rules you learn in martial arts is use the minimum force required to get yourself away. So I think the message that this man is preaching is very dangerous, and having been the victim of a very brutal attack on 2 different occasions, I understand how bad it is to have a physical loss of control and having to deal with the ramifications of that. But to then have to go on and deal with the emotional ramifications of losing control and turning yourself into a monster, it would be just awful. It's Nietzsche quote, just a Nietzsche quote about be careful when you fight the monsters lest you become one. I think that applies absolutely here.
Would you deny him access to this country?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
OK. It's a very strong testimony. Thank you, Tina. Let's have another.
Susan's on line 3.
Susan, good morning.
Good morning.
What about you? Would you send your kids to see this guy?
Yes, definitely. I think if you're talking about a nation where we don't fight back, we have to create the culture of non-fighting first. And as it is, our kids are in danger. They are. Knife attacks. And why shouldn't they be taught to fight back? As a nation, we're becoming submissive with our PC attention to everything, and we're becoming submissive. And
do you not take Brooke's point though?
And want to fight us.
But Brooke's point is that if you give people the knowledge and the power, the belief, self-belief that they can or could kill, then there could be a situation where they would use that power and knowledge the wrong way, and that we'd actually make the situation worse rather than better.
Not necessarily. I disagree. Because if all the kids know how to fight, then what's the point?
Well, because I find it fascinating, because I absolutely understand where you're coming from. In my heart, I'm with Brooke. I know where you're coming from, but Brooke, you're out there trying to tell kids no to violence under any circumstances.
Well, it's really naive. This could be a really, quick way. All right, let's teach all the kids how to fight. I'm trying to go one better and trying to get it in a more peaceful situation.
Do you think that you may be on a hiding to nothing, and that ultimately espousing non-violence all the way down the line?
Probably. As I said, I'm probably being really naive, but I'd still like to hold on for that little bit of humanity and to teach our kids to be good people, as opposed to teach them to, just go out and if somebody approaches you, you get in there first. That's the way I've been brought up,
But
really.
is there a sense that if somebody was about to attack someone, but at the back of their mind had the thought that he may be able to defend himself, would that stop them?
But then some people, having that knowledge, they might just automatically think, I can disarm this man. Rather than run away and get the hell away from there, he might try it and end up really hurting himself,
That's what I said. In my heart, I'm with you, but I totally understand where Susan's coming from. And it's very interesting talking about passivity. Go on, Scott.
I think the problem with this guy's message and why it shocks so many people is it's a very extreme message, and some would say irresponsible. I think
it's
that's
the kill factor. Self-defense
Yeah.
is one thing, but arming kids to kill with bare hands seems a bit. It doesn't sit well with me.
And indeed, old ladies as well. Susan, thank you for the call. Let's have another.
Victoria's on line 4.
Victoria, good morning.
Good morning.
What are your thoughts then?
Absolutely. I'd sign up for this course immediately. I have a newborn, and it frightens me the amount of things that go on in the world. And I would do anything to protect him, and I think it's wrong that the government should try and prevent him coming in and stopping us from having the choice of taking up the class if we want to. And indeed, I would encourage my son to do it.
Would you... your son's a baby, yeah?
Yes.
So can you envisage a time when he's 14 or 15, you say, son, before you go out there to school on the mean streets of Britain, I just want you to take this knife with you because as your mother, I want you to be...
a knife, but he needs to have the information. I mean, I took self-defence when I was 10, and it prevented an awful lot of situations and just gave you the confidence to know how to deal with the situation. And I'm sure that this guy will teach you how to handle it, and it would be a lot.
But you had self-defence, not kill or be killed, which is different, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. The self-defence comes with it, but, you know, I'm an army brat, and I'm very aware of how to protect myself anyway. And I think if the government are going to carry on allowing immigrants in that come from a naturally aggressive culture, then we're flooding the country with people that, you know, you need to be able to stand up.
See, Victoria, as soon as I hear the immigrant word, your argument kind of disappears.
I have to think, I mean, Brooke's point about reaching out to humanity is the one that touches a chord with me, because you have to assume that 99% of young people are okay. They're okay. And they're the ones you've got to talk to most, aren't they? Not arm, not tell to kill other people, but talk to persuade the very small minority that their way is the good way.
Well, yeah, teach them the good way, and everyone, it'd be lovely if we could all go that way. But why should we prevent ourselves from having the information? If something's going to go wrong, it's going to go really wrong. When we're in car crashes, we're all taught how to cope with that in the hope that we never have to use it.
And just on the note on the immigrants, Victoria, sorry, it really bothers me about the immigrants. You've got to remember, a lot of people that we allow into this country are fleeing wars that we have either been directly involved in or have been indirectly involved in, and that's why they get some kind of succour and a home here. And I still think that's a positive thing about this country, you know. It's not all about immigrants. It's a ridiculous thing to say. Just before we go to the break, if we can, I just want a quick word with our audience.
OK, next week's Michael. So, you're trained in martial arts. Would you rather be killed or kill?
I would kill, because I'm training myself in the interest of self-preservation.
Would you train other young people to kill rather than be killed?
No, I'll train them to defend themselves. I'll train them to win. Does
this guy go too far?
No, this man is training them to defend themselves if, in the event, they have to kill. Not necessarily that their intention is to kill, but to defend themselves. I practice Shaolin Kung Fu and Wing Chun. Those two are just as equally as dangerous as what this man is offering to teach. There are those who teach Aikido. For some of you who know Aikido, it doesn't possess any punching or kicking, but more like deflections, which can be just as dangerous. If you watch any Steven Seagal movie, you know exactly...
And when you hear Brooke speak and you know what she's been through, and here's someone, you know, trying to spread a message of peace...
But peace is founded on that principle of action, not reaction. You have to know how to defend yourself, because not everyone... For there to be peace, there has to be war.
Okay.
And also, like, no one talks about Sambo. Like Commando Sambo, that's taught in some places. Okay. Thanks for all your calls, all your views on that. Food for thought, that's for sure. After the break,